Fuck you, Dante.
All right, Phil. I got a quick question for you. You know who Busy Phillips is?
No.
I'm gonna be honest, neither do I. She was in White Chicks, and she was on that show with the broad from what's the show, Friends? She wasn't on Friends, but Cougar Town with the dark haired chick from Scream. Yeah. Like we still don't know her. We're just like the chick from Scream. Like so she's got this show. It scrolled past my Prime, I guess, advertisements on the TV. And every time I see her, my first thought was like, "Oh, you like black dudes." Like she does, dude. But then it's like, oh, she's married and has a white kid. Okay. Maybe she doesn't like black dudes, but black dudes like her. Promise you.
She has a certain look.
Proof right here. Every time Sarah and I watch White Chicks, the first thing that comes out of my mouth, yo, she likes black dudes. And Sarah's like, what? I was like, if she doesn't like black dudes like her. And if not all black dudes like her, I like her. She's like, what is wrong with you? Too many things to keep count. So, anyhow, what's up, folks? Welcome back to another episode of Off the Mats Nerdcast. And because I got Maryland Phil here, that's why it's nerd. Phil, like, if I could convince Phil to step onto the mats once, we'll do an Off the Mats podcast episode where we'll talk about his experience and how he fucked everybody up.
We'll know how I will die inside of 30 seconds.
We take good care of you. Like, it's... You know, anytime somebody new steps onto the mats, we're always very patient with them and very, very helpful. And it's really a matter of one of those things like, you know, do you feel comfortable? What have you ever done, like, you know, physically, athletically? And then we're going to walk through, like, the simple things for you to kind of get comfortable. But, you know, not trying to pressure you in. If you were Steve, though, I'd be talking big shit right now. I was like, you little bitch. All these fucking tattoos. Trying to look, all those muscles. Can't do shit. Let my little fucking kid beat your ass right now, bitch.
Because Steve works out all the time and has all the tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bitch ass.
He's a big tough guy. But he doesn't do BJJ either, huh?
No, I think he wants to do boxing. We don't have strictly boxing. We have Muay Thai, MMA, stuff like that. He said he wanted to come in for it, but he was saying he has some issues going on with his elbow.
Okay.
Gay!
In... you know, I told him, like, look, I'm going to be there for a little while Sophie's in theater because I'm going to be out and about early. So now's your chance. Sophie's performances this weekend, so theater is done for summer.
Oh boy!
And she's not going back to next spring because I think the fall. What are they doing? Beetlejuice, I think.
Yeah, she's skipping out on Beetlejuice.
Yeah, she was like, "No, I'm good." I was like, "That's fine."
What's the one? Which one she's?
They're doing Matilda right now.
And then what's the one next year? Do you already know? No.
Phil, relax. It's a year away, son. Like, you gotta chill. Like, you way ahead of yourself. Like we nuts.
She doesn't like Beetlejuice enough. Wow.
Yeah. Like we're not really a Beetlejuice household, Phil. Okay. I don't know if you noticed, but I don't really like Tim Burton.
Oh yeah, that's right. You have a thing against Tim Burton.
I don't have anything against Tim Burton, but I want my fist against Tim Burton.
Sound like Joe.
Fucking like him.
Going off against the what's his name?
Morbius?
From 30 Seconds to Mars and Morbius.
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto. Yeah. He loves to hate on that dude.
Yeah, that's just like he doesn't have a reason.
Joey hates that dude.
Like you ask him why, he does not have a reason. He's like, I don't like his face.
His face.
Like, God damn, dude, relax.
Want to punch it.
It's like Tim Burton, at least. Like I don't like him because it's like, I mean, I guess it's kind of similar.
Like, you just want to punch Tim Burton.
Yeah, Tim Burton he gives off those vibes. Like, okay.
Okay.
So did Christopher Nolan.
Yeah. That's true.
Like I like Batman. I don't like Tim Burton. I mean, and I'm going to be honest. Like everybody's like, "Oh, like Keaton's my favorite Batman." I was like, I mean, he's all right.
So no love for Edward Scissorhands either.
Not at all. Yo, because okay, let's slow down for a minute. How fucking mentally ridiculous, and I'm going to use the correct terms here. I'm not going to go and get offensive here. How mentally ridiculous is that like and the execs were just like, that sounds like a great idea. A guy with fucking scissors for hands.
It's supposed to be a fairy tale. It's not supposed to
that's
necessarily
fucking
make sense.
It's fucking retarded. All right, that's what that is.
you just took
Yeah,
the
we're not going. We're not using mentally ridiculous anymore. Fuck Tim Burton. Fuck Edward Scissorhands. What else? What else is there?
I mean, he did the animation and production for Nightmare. He didn't direct it.
I barely like that.
Okay.
Like I am. Okay.
I didn't see that till I was much later.
I didn't see.
I
that.
understand people's fascination with it. I love the animation style of it, but
I
okay.
think I was 24 when I saw that, and that was fine. And I saw it in 3D, so I was like, oh, I like 3D, yay! But I wasn't in love with it.
Mm-hmm.
And we try to watch it every season with Sophie, and Sophie's like, nah.
What about I liked his version of Sleepy Hollow.
That's fun. I like that, but honestly, I don't even connect that as Tim Burton. It's just a good movie. It's a fun movie. That's not a Tim Burton movie. It's a fun movie.
That's a more classic fairy tale that he didn't write himself. He just
Correct.
adapted it.
Correct. Like I like Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, it's not his either. He adapted it.
I think there's a trend here going, Phil. I think you see where we're going. But what else did he do? He did the Alice in Wonderland.
He did 2 of those, right?
Trash.
I thought those were interesting.
I'm glad that you did, Phil.
He also did a version of James and the Giant Peach, right? It was
did he?
Similar animation style to
I
or he might have just done the animation work for that, like Nightmare.
I've not seen it,
Okay.
so trying to think of anything else of his. I know there's tons of stuff.
Yeah, he did. Was it Big Fish or whatever about the tall tales?
Did he? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Didn't like it. So,
What else has he done?
I mean, I feel like if you pull up his filmography right now and go down that list, I can tell you right now, 98% of it I didn't like.
Wow. Okay.
Batman Returns, Sweeney Todd.
Okay. All the stuff he adapted, you like?
What's the other fucking movie? Just says Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah.
There's got to be something. Like, where's my phone? Like, now I gotta know. Sorry.
You have to look up his IMDb.
Sorry, listeners. This is excellent.
Researching while podcasting keeps on going.
Tim Burton. Let's see.
Wow. So what?
All right, so let's go down this list. Beetlejuice, fuck it. Nightmare Before Christmas, go to hell. Corpse Ride, fuck all the way off. Edward Scissorhands, you already know.
You didn't like Corpse Ride? Okay.
What's that?
You didn't like Corpse Ride either, huh?
Didn't see it.
Okay.
You know why? Because I knew. Alice in Wonderland.
He did both of them, right, or no?
Yeah.
It was 2 hours.
Oh, yeah, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, definitely didn't see it.
Oh, you didn't even see his version, huh? Okay.
No. Dark Shadows, ugh.
Dark Shadows was pretty weak.
Oh, yeah, Planet of the Apes, the one that I hated.
Yeah, the one with Marky Mark.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that one was okay. It's not as good as the other ones. But...
Okay, so this gets tricky because there are a bunch of movies in here that he produced.
Yeah.
Like Batman Forever.
He produced, yeah.
He produced. Wasn't crazy about it, but I was okay with it.
Yeah.
Not because it was Batman at the time. I was like, oh, Batman. Like, why is this shit so colorful?
I mean, because it was Bruckheimer.
No, it was Schumacher.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking. Joel Schumacher.
It was the gay dude.
Yeah, Joel Schumacher. Yeah.
Who did Lost Boys.
That's
we had
right.
like a shirtless saxophonist.
Yeah.
For no reason.
And he gave, by the time we got to Gloomy with Batman and Robin, he gave Bat nipples.
Yeah, wild. I was just like, what the fuck?
Well, he made Drew Barrymore look hot as hell as one of the Two-Face girlfriends.
She's a cutie. Like a weird cutie, but cutie all the same. I can't define it, but it's like, you know what? She's my kind of gal. A little bit of booger sugar. Never goes too far. Let's see here. What else? He was involved with Singles. Never watched it anyway. Don't care.
Yeah, Singles. He was a production guy in that, I think.
He was involved with
Really good soundtrack.
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer or
I'm
Hunter.
sure he was one of the producers on that, probably.
Let's see here.
See,
Let's see. Can I just find the movies that he directed? That's all I want. Directed. I don't want his fucking produced movies because there's so much in here that he had a hand in. Directed movies. Okay, so let's see if they give us a better idea here. I think they're still fucking around. They're still fucking around because they're giving me. Oh, maybe not. Did he do Ed Wood? Yes. It seems like that's a Johnny Depp movie, so that seems like it.
I forgot about Ed Wood. Ed Wood was interesting.
So, I mean, yeah, it looks like a bunch of these fucks. These are all his shits for the most part, and I didn't like any of them. I mean, the only ones on here, Batman Returns, Sweeney Todd, Sleepy Hollow.
That's it, huh? All right.
That's why I want to fight him.
You want to fight him? Joey just wants to kill.
Yeah, that's fucked.
Jared Leto, but you want to at least give Tim Burton a fighting chance.
No, he won't have a fighting chance. I want to fight him, which means I just want to fuck him up. But Joe wants to kill Jared Leto, and that is that's unnecessary. Yo, Joe, you gotta chill, son. There's no reason for that.
He just hates that dude.
I mean, Tim Burton, at least, I don't like him because it's Edward Scissorhands. That's what does it. It's as soon as people remind me of that movie, that's where I get fucking fired up. I'm like, yo, really? Edward Scissorhands, yeah.
I don't know. I like that movie a lot.
You would, Phil.
I like Beetlejuice a lot too, though.
That's and I can accept that because that seems goofy but funsy. Mm-hmm. We were kids when it came out. I mean, we were kids when Edward Scissorhands came out, but it's just yo, he's got scissors for hands. What are peeing? How does he wipe his ass? Nothing.
But I like the whole cast from Edward Scissorhands.
And the chick who was digging him is oh, girl, let me tell you what's not going to happen tonight. Finger blasting. So, there is a porn called Edward Penis Hands.
Oh, I've seen it. Yep.
Of course
it is wild. One of my buddy used to have a Halloween party, not Bobby's and Laura's, but the other one that I used to go to, and one of the guys came as Edward Penis Hands. It was fucking hilarious.
Of course he did.
Because I came as Edward Scissorhands that year, and he came as Edward Penis Hands.
That's awesome. That
fucking hilarious.
That makes me so happy.
It was pretty wild. Yeah.
It would make me happier to punch Tim Burton in the head, not even in the face, just in the head.
Just in the head.
CTE. Trying to get it to him. All right, so that's our 11-minute intro there.
To what are we talking about?
The Thunderbolts, a.k.a. New Avengers.
Yeah.
No, we're going to spoil the fuck out of this movie, too.
Yeah.
So, Phil and I are going to get together here. We're going to talk about the Thunderbolts. I didn't expect to see it. I was surprised
when you told me you wanted to do this. Because, wait, you saw it?
It was last second. I legit, that day, I came home and said, so I was I think I'm going to go to the movie, but I got to leave in 10 minutes. She was like, go ahead and go. What the fuck? Okay. I wasn't asked for permission. I was just letting you know. In case y'all was wondering.
Because originally you told me you weren't going to go see it.
Well, I was going to see it, just not right away.
Right. Okay. So it wasn't one of the things with the guys at the job or anything. It was just, I'm going to go.
Yeah. I was just I think I'm going to go. Okay. And then I went and I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. So I got a little outline here to kind of guide us a little bit here, Phil.
So what flipped the switch for you for it to go?
Nothing.
Just random chance, or did you hear buzz about it? Or?
I wanted to go.
Okay.
Like I said, it just wasn't going to be a Thursday night viewing.
Right.
Because Solstice was that weekend.
Yeah. And I was trying to see it before then, just in case anybody wanted to talk about it.
And then my thought was, well, let me see it. Just leading into this, not even for the sake of talk about it there or anything, but it's more let me see it because I know I'll run into conversations. Mm-hmm. I don't want no spoilers.
Yeah, same here. And sure enough, within me being at Solstice, within 5 minutes, Derek B was hitting me up. He's like, "Oh, you saw Thunderbolts, right?" I said, "Yeah."
Yeah, and then Eric B didn't, and he was like, "Do not spoil it."
He's like, "Don't want to spoil it."
He's like, all right. It's like, okay, I
Eric,
get
you're coming to a nerd convention here, man. You expect people to talk.
You got to catch up on all your nerdom before you show up, son. But yeah, so it just kind of starting off, just giving a score for it.
I said 7.5.
Out
of 10.
I'm gonna go. I think I might go 8.
Okay.
I've
heard a lot of people say 8.
A solid 8. The thing that pushed it over for me was the emotional stuff, the depression talk and mental health stuff. That kind of. I could almost say 8.5, but 8 is a good safe round number because there are some things that were kind of I could do without that. But it wasn't anything egregious. It wasn't anything terrible. It wasn't anything overly in your face. So, it didn't make me feel ugh. wish I didn't see this one. Kind of like that Doctor Strange movie. After I walked, I was like, fuck. Like,
Multiverse of Madness.
like, how do we come back from this? Like, even after like Ant-Man 3, I didn't feel that dirty, but I still felt like,
Quantumania was a mixed bag.
It was like, I'm pretty sure that black dude's about to get fired anyway. So what are we doing with this movie?
I mean, he was the reason to watch that. Kang was the reason to watch Quantumania.
Well, actually, what killed it for me though was like him and Ant-Man like fist fight. It was like, dog.
At the very end,
he would take Ant-Man's lunch money. Like that's not fair. Like when I saw them square up, I was like, oh, this isn't a fair fight. He's about to kill Ant-Man. We're about to see the death of Ant-Man right now.
Nope.
Like hand-to-hand combat style. And then I was like, like this man's standing up to him.
I mean, that was like watching Darth Maul take on Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. It's like, yes, Darth Maul is supposed to lose, but based on fighting style, he should easily murk both of those guys with like one hand because it's Ray Park.
That should be a quick fight.
Yeah, it should be a quick end to both Ewan McGregor and Liam Neeson. They're not going to stand up to Ray Park physically.
When he killed Qui-Gon, I was like, I mean, that checks out right there. That's about right. Yeah. Like, I feel good about this right now.
Ewan McGregor takes him out. I was like, wait a minute. That doesn't make any sense.
Like, while watching that, it clicked on me. I was like, wait a minute. That's Obi-Wan? Oh. He's not going to die. This sucks. And then my other thought was like, maybe they're going to kill him and like bring him back. I don't know. Like, weirder shit has happened. Then when he didn't die, I was like, well, fuck. This shit is dumb. Worst Star Wars movie ever. And then the Attack of the Clones came out. I was like, fuck. Like, y'all can't keep making these things worse and worse. And then the Return of the Sith came out. I was like,
that was good.
Or Revenge of the Sith. I was like, that makes up for 1 and 2. They should still kill Obi-Wan, but that's always my feelings. Like Obi-Wan should have died. Like that's. I think we get a T-shirt. Just make T-shirts that say Obi-Wan should have died. He should have. But I'm sorry, y'all. We're back. So, basically the Thunderbolts. I don't even know how to kind of go into it because I want to do like a step-by-step retelling of the story. That's dumb. But let's go character by character.
Okay, so the character beats are something I did actually like. I thought the overall plot was very predictable.
Well, yeah,
but
Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
just better. Like it's funny because they on YouTube they kept doing like Suicide Squad comparison, but they were comparing it to James Gunn's Suicide Squad. I was like, well, no, don't do that bullshit.
Yeah, compared to the first to the David Ayer overproduced Suicide Squad.
Let's walk this back a little bit, whore. Like you can't tell me that you're gonna just overlook the first Suicide Squad, the one that I was super excited for, and in the first 45 minutes, I was like, all right, this is good, and then the rest was like, wait a minute, what did you do with my movie? You switched it out with something.
Yeah,
but yeah, I liked the character. I liked every character. I liked and let's play with that Suicide Squad thing for a minute. Okay. Like Suicide Squad, this. I mean, it's kind of this similar ideal of like Suicide Squad was more like, hey, we're going to let these prisoners out to do some dirty work, reduce their sentence. This one were, I don't want to say villains per se, but they were... a
lot of anti-heroes.
Yeah, misfits.
Yeah.
With troubled past, and they had been doing, kind of shadow work for... fucking Elaine.
Yeah, Elaine Bennis from Seinfeld.
Actually, if there's any issue that I have with the movie, it was her, honestly. I didn't fuck with her.
I know I've heard a couple people say they're annoyed with her, and I didn't really mind her, but I kind of get the vibe they were going for. They basically merged two characters when they're doing her. They're doing...
Well, they should have gave me the memo.
Some version of her named character, DeFontaine from the books, who is usually a background character in Marvel and has played both sides of the fence, where she's been a hero and a villain.
I feel like she should have just stayed in the background.
But they've also, for the movie, they've also mixed her with the Dark Reign version of Norman Osborn, the businessman who's running the Thunderbolts in the comics. Yeah. And which is why they use the Oz name, but they refuse to call it Oscorp. I was like, this is very much Oscorp, but they're not.
For a second, early on, they said when they said the name, I was like, wait, did I just hear Oscorp?
Yeah.
I was like I'm gonna have to listen. And then they start saying
because they're not going to introduce Norman without introducing him in a Spider-Man movie. But
I would hope.
Yeah. But anyway.
I would hope. But yeah. But yeah. So yeah, basically you got to.
So she's playing like a dual role there.
You have a bunch of anti-heroes, misfits that have been doing some shadow work for her.
And she's trying to cover her track because she's being investigated by the Justice Department or something like that.
Yeah, she's being impeached.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know.
Investigation, yeah.
I thought only presidents got impeached. I didn't know how impeachment worked. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. And so I hadn't seen Captain America: Brave New World.
Oh,
yet.
you hadn't? Okay.
So because I was like, well, when's Disney Plus going to drop this shit? And it didn't. I was like, well, I'm not paying for it.
Yeah.
like fucking relax.
That's weird. Well, I'm surprised
Normally,
they didn't drop it right before the new movie came out.
Normally they do. It's usually a week before, and then the new movie comes out. And they didn't do that with this one, so
they must have had some deal with a pay service to have it on a pay service first, like Amazon or something. To try and get people to pay for it before they saw Thunderbolts.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's been going on since February though.
Okay.
That dropped on Amazon like a week,
after.
2 weeks later.
Yeah, after it was in theaters, right? Yeah.
So, they're kind of alluding, I guess, to some stuff there too. They're talking about that movie. A little bit.
It didn't really overlap except for Bucky being a senator in that movie for like a hot second. He only appears in like one scene in that movie to say hello.
Okay. All right.
And that's
spoilers.
That's the first time they call him Senator Barnes, and I was like, "What the fuck is Bucky being a senator for?" And then he's already done being a senator by the time you get to Thunderbolts. He didn't last a term.
Yeah. There's a lot of with the MCU. You know, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, super tight knit. Everything, all the checks and balances were there.
Yeah,
everything makes sense.
It almost seems like in some of all the reshoots that happened with Cap 4 that maybe that was a story thread that got kind of tossed by the wayside, kind of like the Serpent Society. Yeah.
Well, so this had been like Thunderbolts had been hinted at back in 2019.
Yeah, I mean when they first did Black Widow and Fontaine comes after Yelena at Natasha's gravesite at the very end of the movie as the epilogue for that movie. It's like, oh, we're going to have you hunt down Hawkeye.
Yeah.
And she had already appeared at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, like kind of pulling the strings for John Walker.
So the fucked up thing about Black Widow is just the unfortunate timing of where they put the movie. Because if that movie came out where it should have properly come out and then that post-credit hit, and you see that Natasha's dead.
Yeah, that would have been a great surprise.
And then they say Hawkeye's the reason she's dead. I was like, yo, I need to see what the fuck we're missing.
Endgame hadn't come out yet. That would have been some great rug pulls on the audience. You're like, what the fuck?
But they fucked it up. But yeah, those first 3 phases, everything was tightly knit. Whereas like phase 4, it started off weird anyway, and they still kind of had things tightly knit, but then they were doing too much to the point where they're like, okay, we got to pull back now. We got to do less. But with doing less, now they're giving us fractured stories where we're like, Bucky became a senator. Well, like we're so used to them doing things on screen, and now he became senator off screen.
Yeah.
Because the last time we saw Bucky was Falcon and Winter Soldier, and he was trying to fuck Sam's wife or sister.
Yeah,
same thing. What, they from Baltimore?
And he and Sam were going back to back against Walker.
Yeah. So, and I mean, it just felt kind of, again, fractured. But either way, so, you got these characters that did some dirty work for her. Suicide Squad, just prisoners, bad guys. So, I mean, comparable, but not really. I mean, at least movie-wise, because comics, I mean, again, you had the villains that came in to be your...
Yeah, I mean, they totally changed this from the books.
Yes, which I saw a Facebook thread. Obviously, that is like, I know, I only go to Facebook to post like fucked up things and to see people get mad about other things. And somebody's like bitching about like, well, they should have had, Zemo. And it's like,
I was hoping Zemo would be in there.
I felt like because he's already in the MCU, it made sense.
Yeah.
And it sounds like
he was really good in the Falcon and Winter Soldier show.
It sounds like in original drafts, though, he was meant to be there. Because it sounds like they've changed this movie quite a bit.
Yeah.
So, and then, just things getting shuffled around weird. But character by character, we got Yelena, I guess,
She's
White Widow,
she's
Black
kind
Widow,
of the main character.
So her character, I mean, Florence Pugh, cutie pie. She can do no wrong in her busted Russian accent. Accents, they do it for me, dude. It's like I'm sitting there watching that movie. I was just in awe, just looking at her. I was like, dude, she's like really, really like she's really good, but also I think she's a cutie pie. Like some people might be like, she's alright. I was like,
she's very attractive.
I was like, I mean, maybe she's alright, but I mean, I think she's really pretty. But yeah, she's the main character that they're following around on this, and I liked, how it opens because you get kind of this like despair moment. You're like, oh, this chick's about to fucking go. Like she doesn't know what to do with her life, so Valentina's just gonna run in and scoop her like, we got you, girl. You don't got to kill yourself. I'm gonna do that for you. But nah, she was just on the mission. That's all. Just out there on another mission for Elaine.
Yeah,
trying to find Costanza. Like, kill that bold fuck. And then you got Bucky. I mean, which we just kind of talked about him a little bit. Senator, but he's reluctantly on.
He's
team.
like former senator. Yeah, he's the one who was actually contacted by Mel, who was the assistant to try and clean up, actually help these people and clean up the huge mess that DeFontaine actually created.
Her name's Elaine.
Elaine.
He's basically like, look, we can
because he was trying to get dirt on her, and he was trying to work the assistant to try and get info out of her.
She's another little cutie pie.
There's a rumor that because she's Melissa, she's supposed to eventually be Songbird, but we'll see.
Necklace, they're saying was like the symbol, which I would,
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, that might be reading a little bit much into it, but we'll see.
You know how the internet rolls.
Yeah,
it's like always look for the Easter eggs. It's like, which I mean, I could see what they're getting at, but it's like, people are gonna get upset. I was like, that's not what she looks like in the comics.
And they didn't give her any like screaming ability anyway.
Yeah, so it's like, relax, dummies. But I mean, so a freak accident could happen. She could get some powers, or she could just be chilling on the side.
Yeah, or it could all just be a weapon she uses.
Yeah, so chill, Phil. Like, always doubting people, yo.
I didn't doubt it at all. I said it could happen.
No, it sounds doubtful to me. Whatever, man. But yeah, so you got Bucky, who's kind of reluctantly, he's like, look, I'm not even trying to get involved with y'all cats. Like, I'm just trying to do my thing as a senator.
He's trying to clean up their mess.
Bring this broad down.
And then realizes that he needs their help eventually.
Yeah, it's kind of like, do I want to approach this as a politician, like on the, kind of the clean way, or do I want to go back to the old Winter Soldier ways and start killing some people? I was like, whoa, why you got to go to killing? Like, you could just maim them, right? You shoot them in the leg. What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Trying to just kill people straight up. So, but once a killer, always a killer. So, the next we got Red Guardian.
He's the comedic relief. He's the
of course.
He's the old Santa. David Harbour does a really good job with it.
I like him.
His delivery is good. He's pretty consistent.
Yeah.
And he's a very likable character. Like, he's like a real world, like, former secret agent that's been kind of, his life is falling apart. He's trying to make the best of it.
I mean, I like him a whole lot. Yeah. I'm glad that he was involved. I'm glad they brought him back. He's just a fun character. It's like you could, like, even looking at Black Widow, I felt like he was a stronger part of the Black Widow.
Yeah,
it was just like
fun.
It was like, look, this movie's not great, but he and Florence Pugh are doing it for me. Like, they're both carrying this shit. Like, Scarlett Johansson, I mean, it's Scarlett Johansson, but it's like, honestly, I did not care that she was in the movie.
Oh, her own Black Widow movie, yes.
Because I didn't want the fucking movie. It was too little too late, dude. The movie was supposed to come out in 2016. This movie's coming out in whatever year it came out. Who fucking knows? 2020? Yeah, it came out during COVID. Yeah. Like, I didn't care about that point. I had COVID. I don't want to see Scarlett Johansson. I want to get cures. I'm dying right now. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Give me this bullshit ass movie. If y'all get imagine if I got COVID. That sucks. People got COVID and died, and that was the last movie they saw. That fucking sucks. Like, it's like, God, dude. Oh man, way to go, Disney. I mean, fucking ruining lives.
Could have been. Was it New Mutants?
I didn't hate New Mutants, man. New Mutants
was okay.
It wasn't fancy. It wasn't flashy, but I mean, honestly, it's what I expected from Fox by that point. Yeah. So, I wasn't like shooting for the stars with that one. I was just like, look, we're gonna get what we're gonna get. And it was like, it's decent. It's fine. I still watch it sometimes. Like,
I like how they did the bear.
Yeah, I mean, I actually liked a lot about that movie other than the movie. Like, like I still watch it. You know, I put it on from time to time just, you know, just for the hell of it. To remind me, it reminds me like, look, this was Fox.
Yes. It's the last dying gasp of Fox.
This was Fox. They were trying. They're like, look.
Well,
look.
they were trying to make money. They weren't actually trying to make.
Actually, no, Disney released that because Fox made it, but
Yeah.
it was like.
It was already made.
They're already sold
Disney's
and everything.
like,
Disney was like, just put this shit out. It was like, you want to put it in theaters? Fuck no.
And then they put it in theaters anyway, right at COVID.
It was like, yo, put that shit on streaming. You want to charge for it? Fuck no. Like, no, just put it out. We don't have to put no money into that. Just like, no, because people are going to ask for their money back. Just put it out. You give it to them for free. They still want their money back. But yeah, like, if I don't even want to say it. Never mind. Let me chill, Phil. Let me chill. I'm getting a little worked up here. I was about to say some fucked up things. All right, then next we got Wyatt Russell. Oh, I mean,
John Walker. John Walker. U.S. agent.
U.S. agent.
I don't think they ever called him by his code name. He's always John Walker in the movie.
Yeah, I mean, the only time they said was at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier, where Elaine says, you know, they don't need a Captain America, they need a U.S. agent.
Yeah.
I was like,
and he got the black suit by then.
wink, wink. But I liked his story arc.
So I wish they would have given him more and Ghost more. I think those are the two characters that kind of got shat on.
Yeah.
Because if you happen to not have watched the Falcon and Winter Soldier show, you had no idea who his character was, and it didn't give you enough backstory other than the fact that he was kind of a bad dad.
Yeah. And honestly, that's what I liked that they gave us. I mean, I didn't want a whole hell of a lot there because we got enough to know he wasn't a great dad.
Yeah.
But I wanted to see a little bit more of that tailspin.
Yeah, I wish they would have shown more backstory to his character here to like catch people up.
So I think part of why, and it kind of sucks because there's no excuse for Ghost.
In the Ghost, there was no backstory at all.
Correct. Like,
you barely knew her in Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then you barely knew her again in this. It's like, and she is the one character who might have been able to do something to Sentry.
Yeah.
And they didn't even use her hardly at all. I was like, this is a waste.
Like,
she has a very interesting ability that could be pretty powerful if you used it correctly.
With John Walker, I think part of it, though, too, is like, we already kind of know he was disgraced and everything. So and they gave us that glimpse of him being a bad dad.
Yep.
And I think they were like, look, we already kind of showed his fall from grace already on the show. Yeah. We know he's already a piece of shit. So we don't have to go. But for Ghost, there's no excuse. We needed so much more on her. Because like if you didn't see Falcon and Winter Soldier, okay. But it's there. It's available. Ant-Man and Wasp, not a lot of people tuned in for that. Yeah. So, like, with Ghost, you
gave people nothing.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that she was moody and she could phase through anything but a sound barrier.
Yeah. I mean, dude, don't call her moody. She might have been on her period. Like, what are you doing, Phil? Like, you're so insensitive, dude. Fuck. Well, why do I have you on the show?
Why would you have to assume she's on her period?
Or, I mean, why do you have to call her moody? Like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, like when girls are moody, they're bleeding all over the place.
Oh, God, Dante.
All right, I'm sorry. But yeah, we see that John Walker lost his family. Not like Punisher. Just he lost it because he was a shitty person.
And his wife left him with a kid.
And he was like, so David Harbour was the comic relief, but John Walker had some moments too, like more of being the dumb blonde.
Yes, he was the one that was always there to be wrong and to get shit on by the rest of the characters.
I fucks with that. He deserved it. He's a shitty person. So just shit on that guy. But and then we get to Ghost, and like I like Ghost. I wish we got more on Ghost.
I think that's a character they should have done a lot more with. It would have been very interesting.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And then we get to Sentry or Bob.
So he's the standout ultimate win for me. Like Lewis Pullman did an amazing job with how quickly he could character switch between being like this innocent dude to being like the Sentry, who's like a god, and to being the Void, who's the ultimate bad guy.
Dude, when he made that remark to Elaine.
When he just switches, so why do I have to listen to you?
Yeah,
it's like,
wait.
Oh shit, you're done, woman.
It's like, I'm a, you know, he didn't say directly I'm a god, but he said like in like godlike or something. And she goes, well, relax throwing that god word around. I was like, well, you said I'm powerful than all the Avengers combined, which included a literal god.
Yeah, it was Thor. So you're the one who put the word there.
Yeah, so it's like you kind of actually insinuated it, and actually, yeah, he kind of was proving his point that he was more powerful. Like they couldn't fucking touch him.
Yeah,
like
it's good. I'm glad they did the one scene. I almost wish the movie would have been a little bit longer so they could have stretched his arc and not had to rush it so much. And so you could see more of the shame rooms of the other characters, not just Yelena's. I think that was a misstep.
Yeah.
I would like to see a little bit more on Walker. And...
Hey, Phil, we're going to get there. Relax. Relax. You're jumping ahead of yourself.
Well, I know you didn't want to go step by step through the movie, but...
Correct. I'm still talking about characters.
All right.
And then we got Elaine. Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. She's a puppet master. Or maybe a messy strategist.
Yes. Maybe a bit of both.
She's Marvel's Amanda Waller. and
a little bit of Norman Osborn thrown in there.
No, he's not here yet. Amanda Waller. This is Suicide Squad kid. And she's also Elaine.
Yes. I know Seinfeld very well. The show.
I think I've watched 3 episodes of Seinfeld ever.
It's still one of my favorite.
It's not that I didn't like it. It's just, it was like during those phases where I was out drinking all the time. So I couldn't watch it because I was out getting, alcohol poisoning. Sorry, Phil.
Fair.
Sucks to be awesome, but somebody's got to get DUIs, and it's not going to be you, Phil.
Probably not.
Leave that shit to me. But yeah, so you got Valentine Allegra de Fontaine. Fuck her.
Hey, you got to get the D in there because she specifically mentions
it's not
it
Fontaine. It's not Secretary of Fence. It's Secretary of Defense. Like fucking relax, lady. Like that's why the fucking other Hobbit fucking divorced you. All right, because of that fucking attitude. Because she was married. Her character is supposed to be married to the fucking agent from Black Panther, the only other white guy.
Oh, okay.
The other one from Lord of the Rings, not Gollum, but the one from the Hobbits,
right.
actually.
Martin Freeman.
Yeah. Is that the character name or
the
actor name?
That's the actor name.
What was the character name? I have the fucking action figure over there.
Yeah, he was in Black Panther in Wakanda.
I can't. Colonizer, that was his name. But yeah, so you got kind of the breakdown. And, you had Taskmaster briefly put in there.
That's the other one. I felt sorry for the actor who played her because I was like, man, that character was wasted.
So there were kind of hints.
Yeah, I was predicting that the character wasn't going to last long because they weren't in all the promos.
Yeah,
they weren't in on the cereal box, and it's like, oh man, that character's murked. Sure enough, and it's such a crappy way to go too.
Yeah.
So the rumor is that they're gearing up to have a different version of Taskmaster, and that's closer to the books. So we'll see if that ends up being true or not. That's why they got rid of her, because she was a controversial version of the character.
All these characters are controversial versions of themselves. So get rid of them all, Phil.
Well,
bring in the Fox X-Men.
Bob
just
didn't
to
do
kill
his
them.
job then. He didn't kill them all.
I wish. Well, but he made a good point, though. He was like, they're not a threat to me. Mm-hmm. They are not a threat to me. So I don't have any reason to kill them. And, I mean, because there's a lot of complexity with that character, though. It was like... just that character alone, it's like, I think in the comic he's an alcoholic, but here he's a meth
and he's
addict.
An agoraphobic in the comic. And they don't really, they don't really address it like that. They just address the fact that he's withdrawn because of his depression.
It's like kind of...
Yeah, he's almost too complex to do that quickly for a movie, so they kind of changed him around a little bit.
Well, yeah, and the change works. Just when you think about today's world and just kind of the issues we discuss, specifically with mental health, you don't hear a lot of conversations about agoraphobia.
No.
But you do hear a lot of conversations about depression and childhood trauma, being brought up in a home where there's abuse going on, and then being told by his mom that, he was like, I was just trying to help him. He was like, you only make things worse. You know, so you got those things. So, you know, what you're building with that character kind of taps into, you know, probably a good deal of people in some capacity. And, you know, now you give this dude godlike powers.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, maybe that's not the one you want to give those powers to.
It almost seems like they either didn't do one, or maybe he slipped through the cracks of the psych eval before they gave him the Sentry program.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like they did everything, and that, unless they're just like, fuck it, you know, put them through. But I think that's what they're looking for, though. It's like, because the way he described it, though, they're looking for folks that are kind of like, this is your last chance. You're down on your luck.
Yeah,
you know?
And he actually survived it, like everybody else had died doing the Sentry program. So
you know, it's like, it goes back to Captain America. You know, they say, you know, you give him the serum. You know, if you're good, it brings out the best in you. If you're bad, it brings out the worst in you. And then you got Bob, who he's very complex. So that's what you're going to get. Where you could get the best of him because he seems to mean well. He has a good heart. He's a very sweet kid. But then
when he switches to his other side, you get some real nastiness.
Yeah. And what'd you think of how they portrayed the Void?
I thought it was good. I didn't know exactly how they were going to do it. And the fact that he's just black with the beady little white eyes, so that was interesting.
Where'd they pick black? Okay.
And the fact that he could just, like, melt people into the floor, basically. He just turned them to ash, almost.
Yeah, they were saying that was kind of touching on, like, Hiroshima.
Yeah,
Like,
doing that.
Yeah, so it was like, damn. Like there's a...
So that's almost like an after image of where they formerly were.
Yeah, well, you know, because like the blast, like melted shadows
into the wall,
the wall and shit. It's like, damn. Y'all are going
I did
dark.
like the fact that as ludicrous as it does look in reality, they did give him like the classic yellow and blue suit, and they dyed his hair blonde. I was like, oh, that's cute. He looks exactly like the comic book version for a second when he walks down the steps.
I liked it.
It was good.
A lot of folks that were like, "Oh, it looks so corny." He was like,
"Yeah." I was like, "No, well, it's
I think that's
supposed to
the
be.
point.
It's supposed to be garish, and because he was originally designed to look like a '60s superhero, which was very loud and with bright colors and stuff." So,
I mean, it all made sense. It worked out, and you know, again, for y'all out there complaining, fucking grow up. I honestly haven't heard anyone genuinely, other than Facebook, people complain. Most folks I've seen say anything about the movie has been mostly positive, which is good because
people seem to like it.
The talks, because I mean, Marvel in the last few years since Endgame basically
had a little bit of a rough road.
Yeah. Actually, let's talk about that for a minute.
Okay.
Like, so, not counting Thunderbolts, best 3 projects
since Endgame
that are MCU connected since Endgame.
Movies or shows?
Movies, shows.
Right, so
whatever.
my top 3 are still going to be 3 movies.
Okay.
But it's going to be Far From Home is my number 1 because it's the post Endgame epilogue, and it's my favorite of the 3 Spider-Man. And then number 2 is Wakanda Forever, and then number 3 is No Way Home.
Okay. I was like, wait a minute, because I had to think about which Spider-Mans or which ones, because I always get fucked. I just say
the only
1, 2,
one
and
that
3.
came out before Endgame was Homecoming.
Yeah. So it's funny because like when I look at these these projects, period, it's like I feel like the movies get shitted on a lot, and it's like,
and a lot of people didn't pay attention to the shows, or not much of them, other than WandaVision, because WandaVision was the first one, so people paid attention to that.
Well, I think so. It was supposed to be Falcon Winter Soldier, and then they flip flopped it. But yeah, everybody watched WandaVision because that was directly after, and then a lot of folks were like, "What is this? This is weird." And it's like, like I don't know. It bugged me when everybody was kind of complaining about it because it's like, I think they got so spoiled that it's like now they're trying to do something different.
And WandaVision was definitely not a direct, like, in your face. You had to kind of stick with the show and figure it out.
Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, I didn't really find it to be that complex to figure out.
Yeah, but I pretty much understood what they were doing right away.
Yeah. And I guess maybe that's because, we're comic book fans. We've been there, so we get. And let's call it what it is. We're not fucking idiots either, Phil.
Yeah.
Like the people, a lot of folks who jumped on the bandwagon after Civil War are a lot of the folks that were complaining.
Yeah.
They're like, because after you get Civil War, what did you get after Civil War? Guardians 2?
Yeah, Guardians
Doctor
2,
Strange,
you got the first Doctor Strange, you got
Homecoming,
Spider-Man Homecoming, yeah.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah, you got Captain Marvel. Well, no, you didn't get Captain Marvel till after Infinity War,
Yeah,
right?
but this was after.
Okay.
After I'm talking about after Civil War.
You're talking about after Civil War. Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of what came out before Infinity War.
And then yeah, obviously
And Black
Infinity
Panther.
War, Black Panther.
Black Panther was huge.
So you had all these movies, even Captain Marvel, did well, financially.
Yeah.
So you had all these movies that kind of gave you a certain thing and was very straightforward. Then you get to WandaVision, and it's like each episode is a different decade of TV.
Yeah.
And it's like, just fucking go with it. People are like, I don't get it. It's in black and white. This is dumb. I don't understand it. And then the next week, it's in color. Oh my God, I don't get it. Like, what is this supposed to, like are y'all really this stupid?
Yeah.
Like, because I'm dumb. I'm a little dumb, Phil. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have good food as a kid, so it stunted my brain a little bit. So, like, I don't know a lot of stuff, but I knew how to fucking read the movie.
Yeah.
But I felt like a lot of shows, because I remember we were talking about this on Nerd Rage, and I was saying to Bob, I was like, these shows are going to connect to the movies. He was like, I don't think they are. I was like, they're absolutely going to.
Yeah, at least a little bit.
Because it's the actors from the movies that are going to be in these shows. So they're going to connect to the movies in some capacity.
Yeah.
Even as just kind of like in the same world.
And I mean, it's said that it took so long to see the fruition of Falcon and the Winter Soldier come to Cap 4 and this. Because that's the first time you see it a lot. You see snippets in some of the other stuff, but the only other time before this was it Ms. Marvel leading into Marvels, because that kind of led to her being the main character in Marvels.
Yeah,
she's the follow through character.
Like a lot of this stuff, though, is like when you look at the TV shows, it's like I think it just rubbed a lot of folks the wrong way, because there was this idea of like, I have to do this extra work now to watch these movies.
Yeah. Or I have to pay for this service to watch these movies.
Yeah. And I guess they're talking about, I guess there's a recent meeting or interview or something where they're talking about how Disney Plus was hidden, so they need to fill Disney Plus with content. So they use Marvel to do that, since they had all the stuff ready to go.
Yeah, for part of it.
They're like, look, we're just going to go ahead and drop these Marvel projects and the Star Wars projects, which I don't think did it any hope other than The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
But
so, I mean, I think they were hoping for a bigger turnout from both those huge properties, and really there was only a couple real wins from that, like The Mandalorian hit with people, and WandaVision sort of hit, but not really.
I don't think
they expected.
I don't think it hit at all.
Yeah.
Like, because so many people got turned off by it, they stopped. They kind of fucked off with the shows, other than Loki.
Yeah, Loki did well because it got a second season.
Yeah,
I remember people talking about liking Falcon and the Winter Soldier was a mixed bag. I liked it. Not everybody did. I think Moon Knight was an interesting mixed bag.
I think Moon Knight was liked.
Yeah, Moon Knight
as far as I can tell,
had some people who liked it, and Hawkeye had some people liking it.
Yeah.
Because it was Renner coming back as the main, and a lot of people like Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah.
And it also fully introduced Kingpin into the MCU, which was great.
Yeah. Like that I think was kind of the big pull there, was you have Kingpin, now that all that stuff was interconnected. Yeah, and then Daredevil's going to be there soon. Yep. I feel like,
and this year Born Again, I think, is going to be the biggest thing my favorite thing that MCU puts out.
I was just talking to someone yesterday about Born Again. Oh no, it was one of my teammates as we're leaving class on Saturday, and he said something, and Daredevil came up. I was like, you haven't seen new Daredevil? I was like, nah, because Disney's going to do the Disney thing. I was like, absolutely not, dude.
It's awesome.
It was like, go watch. It was like, they did a good job. I was like, they did a fucking great job.
So they watched all the Netflix stuff and they didn't trust the new Disney version.
Yeah, okay. He loved all the Netflix shows. And I was like, I mean, I love all the Daredevil stuff. I love the first seasons of, Jessica Jones and Luke. First half of the first season of Luke Cage.
Yeah, the Copperhead part of Luke
After
Cage,
that, I was like, what the fuck is this shit? This motherfucker got schizophrenia in the middle of the series. I'm out of here. But I just feel like with a lot of shows, they brought people the wrong way because they just forced them on us. And like I watched all of them, and there was kind of that there was a fatigue for sure for me even, because when you got the Ms. Marvel, I watched it. Sarah loved it. I thought it was cute. I didn't. I don't. I haven't made it to in my rewatch because I stopped at Hawkeye.
I thought Ms. Marvel, the family aspect of Ms. Marvel, I thought was really well.
Yeah.
I really wish they would have given her a central villain, not just the secret agency.
Yeah.
I thought that would have been like an actual
Like a foe.
like some kind of direct foe.
Yeah.
That would have been more, even if it's just a D-list villain, just for her to face off as a teenager. I think that would have been more appropriate.
And then what was it? She-Hulk.
Yeah. She-Hulk. The two biggest messes to me of all the stuff are She-Hulk and Secret Invasion.
Yeah. Oh my God, I forgot about Secret Invasion.
Yeah, those are both of those were a disaster.
Yeah, like Secret Invasion, I feel like was the biggest though because they had such a huge opportunity.
Yeah, I mean they had huge actors in that,
and they just
Secret
dropped
Invasion.
it.
I mean, that's where what's his name died. As the Skrull. I was like, what? That's where Talos dies. He's not going to die in a movie. I mean,
you had him die. You had what's her name die?
Yeah, you had, and it's such a sad turnout for Nick Fury.
Yeah,
are you serious?
It's like
this is Sam Jackson playing Nick Fury, man. This is as close as we're going to get to a Nick Fury movie, and this is
what you give us.
Yeah, this is what you give us. It's pretty sad.
I think I trauma erased that.
And then She-Hulk, they couldn't decide what they wanted to do with the show. It seemed like it was all over the place. I
tried to defend She-Hulk, but when I replayed in my head,
it's a rough watch, man.
I can't. Look. So there's a few things early on where I'm like, okay, it looks like okay.
I mean, they had Tim Roth, and Tim Roth's an amazing actor.
Look, they put amazing actors in a lot of projects. Doesn't mean the project's going to be great. I mean, because ultimately, they don't look at the project and say, "Well, we got Tim Roth, we got to make it good." They're like, "We got Tim Roth, he's going to make it good." And it's like, no, your product is dog shit.
It's like they had way too many writers in the writing room, like arguing about how the show was going to go.
I agree,
and that translated directly into the episodes.
Yeah, I think that's a huge fuck up there. So yeah, looking at what they did with everything after Endgame just kind of showed you there was a lot, like I said, too many cooks in the kitchen, not any clear direction. It's like we got the Multiverse Saga, which
more focused on quantity rather than quality.
Yeah.
A lot.
And honestly...
And trying to make a quick buck rather than telling a good story.
I also kind of think maybe it's a good thing, because I feel like if what happened with Jonathan Majors didn't happen, we're going to still go through with the Kang Dynasty.
Yeah, that was good. That was what was going to be coming out this...
Correct.
Instead of Thunderbolts.
And I think, honestly... that I don't know that story was gonna work out.
Really? Okay.
Because it's just like, so with Thunderbolts, what we get right now is kind of almost like a reboot.
Yeah,
we get a reset. We're starting fresh.
This is going to be This is why they did the name switch. So this can be the new established Avengers team.
Yes, and if let's say we go into the King Dynasty 2 weeks ago instead, coming off of fucking who knows what.
Yeah.
It's like, what were you building? What did you set up for us?
It probably still would have been a multiversal thing.
Yeah, well, yes.
But would have been a different...
It would have been a shit show.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, what we have now is this reset where we can start fresh. We got Fantastic Four coming next. Then we're going into Doomsday after that. So it's kind of like, okay, we're here. We're established. We got something. We got a good footing. Whereas, like, if we go into King Dynasty this year, coming off of God knows what was before... You've got a lot of shit to clean up.
What else is still coming this year? Because Riri is still getting her show, right? That's coming in June.
So they show Wonder Man. They show
Wonder Man's not till the end of the year, though.
Correct.
Right? But the next thing coming is before Fantastic Four is the Riri show, right?
I thought that was
Ironheart. Oh, I thought that was June for some reason.
I thought it was August, but
okay, maybe not.
I mean, it could be June. Honestly,
Wonder Man was supposed to be like before Christmas, like
December.
December. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I don't really care about the shows, right? Because it sounds like what they're trying to do now with the shows is the shows are the shows. They're cute. They're going to be there. You know it's in the same world, but you don't need to watch the show to establish anything with the movies.
Yeah, because Armor Wars isn't even happening as a film anymore, right?
It's still listed, but it's not.
That was going to be a show, then it got bumped to a film, and then who knows?
Now it's just saying Armor Wars, but it doesn't say either or.
Yeah.
So who knows what we're going to get there. And then we got animated stuff, but I think the animated now is less connected because you got Eyes of Wakanda this year.
Is that was supposed to be animated? Not
it's animated.
Okay, so
and then you got Marvel Zombies.
Yeah. And so, the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is definitely a different universe because they established that already.
Yeah, so they're their own things,
and that's actually pretty good.
And I think. As we look at film-wise, though, we've only got Fantastic Four left.
Yep.
So I think they said they're going back to the 2 movie per year format.
And next year it's Doomsday and then something else.
Yeah, because Secret Wars is supposed to be 27.
Yeah. So what's the other movie next year after?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, Spider-Man.
Oh, Spider-Man 4. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be after Doomsday, though?
Correct. Okay. I believe they have that set for July.
Yeah, because Holland wasn't. His name was not in the chair list.
So I don't know that they've revealed everyone though.
No, I'm sure they haven't. But
the
2 big ones that people were anticipating were him and Jackman, and neither of them were on the list.
Which is fine though.
Yeah,
we don't got to throw everything there.
No, I get it.
Because when you think about Infinity War, we didn't have Ant-Man, we didn't have Hawkeye.
Yep.
And they were established characters by this point. But they mattered in Endgame though.
Yeah, they brought them back. Yep.
So,
and Danvers wasn't in.
Yeah.
Wasn't in Infinity War either.
She shouldn't have been in any of them, to be honest. Well, Brie Larson. Honestly, I didn't hate her as Captain Marvel.
She was fine.
I think. Are we sure? Baked chicken.
I didn't say she was amazing. I said she was fun.
I don't think she was. Just very. What's the word I'm looking for here? I like Brie Larson in a lot of things.
I've seen her perform other things better than Captain Marvel,
but I just felt like she felt very flat.
But I've seen Florence Pugh do better than Yelena. As well.
But that character has a lot of energy, a lot of flow. There's a lot that she's given to that character. Whereas Brie Larson as Captain Marvel is this is a powerhouse character. And it's I don't know if it's her, if it's the writing, whatever it is, just doesn't seem to be clicking. It's ugh. It's it's supposed to be one of your strongest characters.
And nobody knows when Shang-Chi 2 is supposed to drop, right? I assume that's going to get pushed way back.
Yeah. There was something, and then I don't know I don't think it was real though. Okay. Whatever it was.
That first one did really well, so they're definitely going to do something with that.
Yeah, I still go back and watch that. I enjoy it, despite Awkwafina. It's I don't hate her, but she does feel kind of weird.
She's so bad in that movie.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I mean. It's
the reason to watch that movie are the dad and the sister because they're fucking amazing.
I enjoyed the movie, just as a whole.
I wanted them to do a deep dive after that movie into the world that the sister is now inheriting as the new crime lord, because that's really cool.
Well, Phil, let me tell you something. We've already got too much content over there at Disney / Marvel. I don't think they're going to give us that.
Probably not.
And what's actually even sad about that though is that's one of those things. Well, okay, I think it's one of those projects that I think would be beneficial. But I also think, too, not enough folks are going to be let's tune into this.
It's not going to be popular enough yet.
But the thing is, the things that they think people will tune into aren't being tuned into either. So it's again, what the fuck are we doing? So anyhow, kind of coming back to Thunderbolts. And the reason I wanted to bring up, those other phases, those other projects is because, again, we're getting kind of a restart here.
Yeah. It's like a soft reset.
Yes.
To let people jump on again.
And it is weird when I say something's grounded in reality because, we have fucking Superman, essentially. Yeah. We have a god, but it's essentially a grounded movie. It's not outer space. It's not extraterrestrials or anything.
And the story was very simple.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I think
they kept it really simple.
I think that's something that...
I think that was probably beneficial for the whole movie.
I think that's beneficial for a lot of the movies. The simplicity. When you get a film let's say, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Poor example, but good example at the same time. There's a whole fucking lot that they're trying to do in that movie. A lot. They're trying to establish all this extra stuff. They're trying to make a horror film. They're trying to give us glimpses into the multiverse. They're trying to give us, fan service. They're it's all this stuff. It's like, you got to pick a struggle. You can't give us all of them. You got to pick one. And I would much rather, obviously as a horror fan, just give me a straight horror film then. If you're going to do that, scare me. And they didn't really properly do that. They gave you elements of it. And the parts that they really got you with, those jump scares, funsies. I hate a jump scare, but it was fun enough. But it's like, didn't need it. Didn't need any of that. Just honestly, I mean, Scott Derrickson is a horror director. So they went to Sam Raimi and was like, oh, we get Sam Raimi. Yeah. He's a horror director. I mean, he's the horror director. I was like, well, no, that's John Carpenter. He's the horror director. But Sam Raimi's fine too. But we don't want Evil Dead 4. Yeah. We want Doctor Strange 2. And you're going to do all this other shit. And it's like...
It seems like I don't know. It seemed to me like they didn't have enough of a leash on Raimi to get him to do.
They didn't have enough rain on Raimi. I was trying to rhyme it. I saw you. But no, I agree. They're just like, do what you do. You're a seasoned veteran. And they came back with it and was like, this is good.
People forgot how Spider-Man 3 went back in the day.
But hey, we remember how Spider-Man 2 went, though.
Yeah, that's true. Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2 were great.
I think Spider-Man 2 was great. Spider-Man 1 was fun. Spider-Man, it was fun because it was the first time we got Spider-Man as we had him in the modern. It was like, okay, this is fun. I can fucks with this. And then we saw Spider-Man 2. It was like, oh my God, this can only get better. And we saw Spider-Man 3. It was like, what the fuck?
Spider-Man 3 was a hot mess.
Like, what the fuck did I just hear come out of your mouth? Like, who's going to be Venom? Eric Foreskin. Like, what?
Eric Foreskin with the mouth guard in his mouth with a sharp mouth guard.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, as we look at what's going to happen with these characters now, because they are the new Avengers. When they did the reveal for Doomsday, the chairs, before the movie came out, we saw everyone from Thunderbolts on there. Which, I mean, it was kind of like, oh my God, Thunderbolts.
They'll survive.
Like, Thunderbolts is going to be in India. Oh, wait a minute. The new Avengers is going to be in Doomsday. So, obviously, this is us moving forward. Now, we've got our team of the new Avengers. We've got the Sentry.
Who's the wild card?
Yeah. Well, or even better, you know what I always liked about Scream 7? Or 6, whichever one this one is that the chick from Friends? That one had a black boyfriend. I was like, I fucking knew it. Busy Phillips got to her. She was hanging out with Busy Phillips too long. He got too busy. Fucking knew it. But there's thoughts of like basically you keeping Sentry around just so Doom can flex his power. Like, you fuck this dude up real quick to show how powerful you are. Because how else is he going to really flex his power? Because, I mean, all right, so what, you beat up fucking Black Widow, part 2.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, the Fantastic Four are also going to be in there, too, and they can be pretty powerful.
Not really worried about a dude that can stretch his penis. Like, it's fucking weird. That's a weird power,
Reed's dangerous because of his brain, not because of his cosmic ability.
Not if you cut his head off. I'm not worried about a chick that can go invisible. Like, who? I can still see your butt plug floating in the air. Like, you're not slick.
Sue's arguably the most powerful member of the team. Abilities wise.
I don't think I've ever liked any actress that's played Sue.
Oh, really? I mean,
I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm expecting.
I think this new version will be the most interesting version we've got because
she at least looks like. Yeah. She should be Sue.
Vanessa Kirby looks like Sue.
Yeah, they went the route. They're like,
and I think she's got the acting chops to do it.
I mean, the first one we got was Jessica Alba's like, I got a Mexican chick to play Sue.
I mean, Jessica Alba looks so beautiful, but
oh my God, yeah,
it's so hard to believe her as a scientist.
Like, she super duper pretty. I was like, oh my God, I got Jessica Alba, and I had to check myself. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Do you believe her as Sue Storm, or do you believe her as Nancy in Sin City?
Like, yeah, that's more like it.
Sin City, it's like she nailed that.
You can't go from being a stripper to being a scientist in like the same year. That doesn't work out for me.
Well, remember the twins went from being brother and sister in Avengers Ultron to husband and wife in Godzilla in the span of 3 months.
Yeah, but
This is wild. That was wild.
I mean, this is no different than what's Sally Field and fucking Tom Hanks being, lovers and what was it, Punchline, and then her mother and son and fucking Forrest Gump, like
that is pretty weird.
5 years later.
That's pretty weird. I forgot about that.
Like, weren't we just like kissing? Like, gross. But like the Fantastic Four coming in, because I mean we see the post credit.
Yeah.
Post credit, something's coming through.
So what did you think about the Sam Wilson bit? That's the longest post credit we've had.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, that's quite a switch because that's not how. Well, I know you said you didn't see Cap 4, but I was like, that's not how that was. That seemed to go at the end of Cap 4. Like they got the name. He's going to start the Avengers. Great, but that was very official. And now he's like suing them over the name rights. That doesn't seem like Sam. It seems outside of Sam's character. From what we've seen from Anthony Mackie so far.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a Sam Wilson move to sue and copyright the name at that, which is wild.
It's really weird, yeah.
Dog, just make another name.
Yeah.
Like, call them the Champions. Get some kids.
I mean, hey.
You call
them the Defenders, you can call them the Champions, you can call them Avengers West Coast.
Yeah. I mean, fuck anything.
Anything, yeah.
Like, Great Lake Avengers. Dog, if they do that one, please give
Flat Man and the big lady.
The only ones that matter. Give me a show.
And the Shadow, it's Eric Justin's brother as the Shadow Kid.
Like, I think I have that. I have an issue of Great Lakes Avengers. I think
they did like one mini series, but they kept on popping up in other series. Like they popped up in Thunderbolts.
I only have a book, and I don't know how I got that book.
Yeah.
But
Flatman was definitely made to look like Reed, but it's not.
And I did not read 7 pages of it, Phil. But I think with that post credit, so let's kind of go through it. So we got the conversation that happened as they're talking about the Avengers. Basically, Sam's like, look, he's suing and he's copywritten or copyrighted the Avengers name. So. It sounds like what we're getting here is 2 Avengers. Yeah. 2 sets of Avengers.
So, I mean, that could be like the Dark Reign version or like during the Civil War where you had like the Avengers and then the new Avengers and the Mighty Avengers.
Yes. And that's what it sounds like. They're saying like they might be hinting at this being the Mighty Avengers, which is like, okay. I feel like, if you got Sentry on the team, that's pretty mighty. Maybe they should be the Mighty Avengers. Like, I don't know. Because but I mean, Sam still has resources. He should have access to Thor somehow, some way. I don't know. He might get a cell phone.
Jane, whether it's Jane or whether it's.
No, but is she dead though? She went to Valhalla.
Yeah, potentially. Wasn't her name in the chairs?
I did not see her name.
Okay, maybe not. Okay, maybe.
But that's another fucking fumble. Like, I mean, if you're moving forward. With the new Marvel, you got Sam Wilson as Captain America. You can go ahead and run that Jane Foster Thor. You got
are they going to do? Is Doom's going to have his Thor police force? That's all the different versions of Thor.
I mean, who knows?
Be pretty dope.
So we have the speculation or the potential. I should say not speculation. Potential of 2 Avengers teams. Which seems very likely because Sam's forming his, and Elaine has hers, and then we get the interdimensional craft that comes through.
Yep.
And it
zooms in. It's the Fantastic Four ship.
Shows us Fantastic Four. Now, do you think it's Fantastic Four, or do you think it's someone else in their ship?
So, or my question was, are the Fantastic Four coming from a different alternate universe, or is it a different time? In the MCU universe, could it be that it could be the 60s, just jumping forward in time to escape, or is it a totally separate universe?
I think it gets a little slippery there, buddy, because if they're jumping through interdimensional joints, chances are they're probably not going to jump to the 60s because that's time travel, not interdimensional at that point. Not to get super specific because I actually don't know.
Yeah,
I'm a time travel nerd though. I'm into that shit. We got a machine in the washroom actually. It's just the dryer. It doesn't work.
When we're done, I got to tell you about something I just saw that you would like.
Time machine. Because all I really want to use it for is to get Michael Jordan and LeBron James in their prime and get them to play one-on-one.
Okay. To settle the debate?
Yeah, and then send them back.
Send them back. All right, we're going to settle this. One core game in the parking lot.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell Jordan he can't gamble on it. It's like, I'm going to let him know, like, hey, I know you know that you're a degenerate gambler. Because I know. Because I've seen the documentaries. You can't bet on this game. Settle down. And you get Kobe in his prime pop up. Like, when did you get a time machine? Oh, yeah, the other you brought me here. Mm-hmm. What the fuck? But they're, obviously the internet speculators, like they're like, it could be doom in the ship. And it's like, that'd be interesting. But I just kind of feel like, what?
Overcomplicated things.
Yeah, he's probably got his own means of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to travel in his own craft. He's going to do his own stuff. Fantastic Four, they're going to meet up and like, look, we got to stop this dude. He's lost his mind. It was like, who? This fucking Dr. Doom dude. Like, it was like, and they show him a picture. He was like, yo, that look like Tony. Mm-hmm. It's like, Tony? Nah, this dude's named Victor. Nah, that's like, no, my cousin, Tony. Mm-hmm. Like, are you sure? Yeah. I'm sure. Here, let me show you a picture.
I don't know if he's going to be playing the proper Victor version of
I don't
of
think
Doom
that's the case.
Yeah. Or if he's just going to play an alternate Stark that becomes Doom.
It's more likely what we're going to get, which I'm fine with it.
Yeah. So I think there's going to be multiple Dooms, just like there were multiple Kangs.
And, people, like everyone has complained about it, then don't go see it.
It's just like there will inevitably be multiple Osborns, because Dafoe probably isn't going to be the MCU proper Osborn. No. Because he was from the Sony universe.
So it was also another thing when people talk about Tom Holland not being there. Keep in mind, he doesn't exist to anybody.
Yeah. Nobody knows. Yeah. Nobody knows who he is or what Spider-Man is. Spider-Man is just another random vigilante like Daredevil right now.
Yeah. So it shouldn't be a thing. Although there are talks about, I guess, questions about Vincent D'Onofrio showing up in the movie.
Oh, okay.
And he actually said, that's not for me to say.
Mm-hmm.
There's a rights dispute over this.
Okay.
So then you think about it, he debuted in Spider-Man. So with all the right stuff and how that all breaks down, he's probably a Spider-Man property technically.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how that
or Sony property, I mean, because of Spider-Man. But it's just, I find it weird that like, okay, well, y'all can't figure that out. It seems like y'all can figure anything out with a checkbook.
Well, you think they still haven't sorted the Hulk mess out.
They technically haven't sorted out the Namor thing.
But Namor's going to be in it.
Yes, but they can't do like a Namor solo
movie
thing.
Yeah.
Like similar to Hulk. They can't do a Hulk project by himself. But like
Namor was bought by Universal as well, right?
Correct. Yeah. But it was they were saying, was it last year, rumor that like, okay, the Hulk thing has been settled. Yeah, it lapsed.
But after, well, then why the fuck wouldn't they use him in Cap 4? It's just so crazy. It's just too much of it was already shot.
So I think though it's like, okay, if the Hulk thing is squashed and they're good, it's like, well, yeah, all right, then, because people are like World War Hulk is what they're talking about. I was like, well, then maybe that's, again, as we go through Doomsday, Spider-Man Brand New Day, Secret Wars, and after Secret Wars,
whatever else is going on.
Yeah, we might start seeing some traction there. Because I mean, right now we know that we got several Fox X-Men coming back: Nightcrawler, Cyclops, Magneto. At least those three so far.
Xavier is going to be back.
They said Xavier's there, so you got that at least. What you have? Somebody said Andrew Garfield was mentioned, or one of Garfield or McGuire. They said one of them were mentioned, but not the seat wasn't there.
Yeah, okay.
But they said one of their names. I keep wanting it to be Garfield, but I think it's McGuire. Yeah, that was being said.
I could see one or both of them popping in as like a quick cameo, and then like you see it in like something in the distance, and then he doesn't really play an active role in the movie. I'm
fine with that.
Yeah,
like because I mean, again,
get a quick cheer out of the crowd, and that's re-engage people.
Thunderbolts gave us kind of like, again, this grounded, simplistic story. and it put us back on base. And the ideal is moving forward, we're going to kind of move that way too. Work on the movie itself. Don't try to push out 4 movies in a year.
Yeah.
And interconnect. Just
And I was also hoping for when they did the chairs thing that Tom
Hiddleston.
No, Venom was going to
Tom Hardy.
Yeah, Tom Hardy was going to be it, but he wasn't in the list of chairs either.
No, honestly, I think that's going to be pushed to Secret Wars.
Yeah, probably.
Because you got a lot that can happen with Secret Wars.
Yeah.
You can go with Battle World stuff, and that could get really weird.
Yeah, where you have different sections for different universes smashed into one.
I've been saying for years now why Beyond the Spider-Verse is taking so long. I think that...
Well, he had a little bit of a... what's his name who did the voice for Spider-Man? Supposedly had a little bit of a social issue.
Oh.
Or some kind of harassment issue. Which is one of the reasons it got delayed. But plus the animation takes forever.
It's all right. It's just a voice. You can find somebody. I think you'll be okay.
The guy playing Miles, the guy doing the voice for Miles.
But I think, like, I've been saying for a while, though, is like, I feel like, yeah, the animation takes a long time, but I think they're going to somehow, because that's a multiverse thing in itself.
Yeah.
Basically bring him live action. Because they've been saying live action Miles is coming. We just don't know where, when, or how. And I think that's...
And they already had Uncle Aaron show up in Homecoming.
He said, I've got a nephew out there.
Yeah.
So...
And then he himself popped into the second one.
Yeah, so we know that, that can be done now because we see. Like, I got a feeling...
That'd be an interesting switch.
I got a feeling that might happen with the Battle World stuff. Because that was... I remember what book I bought, one of the Spider-Man books, and it was his, and it was like time runs out, going into Secret Wars. But it's funny because it's like Thunderbolts kind of simplified it with one movie, but it still sounds like the shit that you got moving forward. You still have a lot of shit to clean up because it still sounds like it's going to be complex. Because it's like, okay, we get Doomsday, and you can keep that simple. They said that the post credit was shot on set, on the Doomsday set.
Okay.
So, and also it's believed because it says 14 months later. Like it's believed that maybe that's actually a scene.
Oh, from
Doomsday, because they did that with Ant-Man
right.
to Civil War.
Yeah, it shows up in there.
Okay. Yeah, because that Ant-Man post credit,
I could see that
was a scene from Civil War. So, it could be, that's a scene from Doomsday, and considering it was shot on the set anyway, that would make a little bit of sense. Mm-hmm. But it's like as they're shooting it right now, and as they've kind of gotten this good feedback from Thunderbolts and how it's a simplistic story and very basic, I got a feeling this is kind of going to stay in that same pocket too. But then after that, again, well, then you got Spider-Man, which I think, again, street level, keep it basic. But then after that, now we go to Secret Wars.
We'll see what happens.
Now that's where it can get weird again. And Disney might get a little greedy. It's like, oh my God, these movies are making money again. Give us more. And it's like, no, don't give us more. Keep doing what you're doing. Secret Wars, give us Black Suit.
They still didn't give a date for the third Spider-Man, Spider-Verse.
June. They did give a date.
Oh, finally they did?
It was,
for a while they took away the date, and they didn't have any date last
2
year.
3 weeks ago.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Before Solstice.
Okay.
A date dropped.
Okay. So it's supposed to be next year?
27. June 27. Because they're like,
okay, so not even next year. Holy shit.
So they're like, we got some disappointing news about
4 years between part 1, part 2, and part 2 was a cliffhanger.
Yeah. So,
wow.
And that's why, again, it's like that timing kind of works a little bit with Secret Wars.
Maybe, yeah.
So we could see how that pans out. But Secret Wars will come out before that movie will come out, though.
Okay.
So it kind of messes with my theory.
Yeah.
But even still, it's like, okay. It's all fun and fun.
So what did you think of all the shame rooms they showed mentally when everybody just gave up and went into the void to try and retrieve Florence Pugh?
So I wanted everyone. I want to see a touch of everyone's.
Yeah,
I want to see Red Guardians.
Was disappointing.
I want to see John Walker's. I want to see deeper into John Walker's. Even though, like I said, we already saw why he was a disgrace.
Yeah.
But I wanted to see what led. Like, yes, like you see him scrolling on his phone, looking at articles about himself. But I want to see what was the final straw in that family.
Where she takes the kid and leaves him. Yeah.
That's what I want to see. Not because I have some kind of fucking weird kink about that,
but
that pushes the story.
Yeah.
I want to see Shadow
from Ghost.
Yeah, Ghost. Why did I call it Shadow? Damn.
Shadow Cat. Because she could phase.
Yeah, probably. I'm thinking about Sonic.
It's true. Sonic can Shadow phase through stuff?
I don't think.
Okay,
but
I don't know.
But I'm just my kid and fucking Sonic the Hedgehog. I think she's really into Harry Potter right now. Okay. She's 9, so.
But I wanted to see anything from Ghost.
Yeah, I need a shame room for her. It's like what we got Elaine. It showed that a little touch, and that's all I needed for her. Like what we got for her was perfect. Yep. I don't need much more because she's that character where it's like I don't need a lot of her in this movie anyway. So like I don't need a lot on her shame room either. I need more John Walker. I need to at least see the family leave him. I want to see more Red Guardian. And what got him put in prison. I want to see.
Yeah, that's true. We never know why he was in prison when they broke him out in Black Widow.
It sounds like the speculation is just that he was good friends with a homeboy who was running things, and he went against his rule. He went against. They want him to do something, and he went against it. And it was like, what, fucking lock him up. I'm Putin, bitch. And then Ghost. Yeah, give us.
Nothing.
That's God, dude. And honestly, I feel like they're missing out on that character, but I feel like also because of that, she's not going to make it out of Doomsday.
Yeah, I'm wondering if she's going to have anything that just takes her out.
I mean, what's crazy is like Sentry, the comic, all his comic stuff is skyrocketing. The Marvel Legend has been fucking sitting on shelves. Now
it's worth money.
Can't find. And the funny thing is, I saw it. I was like, I should get this. I was like, I don't really care. But then, like, you look at my Avengers shelf. It's like, well, he is an Avenger. No, this way, Phil. This way, right here. That's the Avengers shelf.
Looking at the wrong one.
Yeah, that one. I don't know what the fuck is that. Oh, I guess that is the MCU Avengers shelf. But yeah, I don't know. But I was like, when I was looking through the list, I was like, I should get that Sentry and put him over here. And I was like, nah, I'll get him later. Not really thinking about the movie or nothing. Then now
it's like crazy price, right?
I think he's still at a few Walgreens. I'm hearing.
Was he exclusive?
No. Oh. So I think initially he was not a Walgreens exclusive or anything. I don't know exclusive to where, but people are saying, he's at Walgreens right now.
Okay.
My friend Liddell, who's local, said he got his at Walgreens. I was like, shit. I don't feel like going.
And does it look like Louis Pullman, or is it?
No. This is like no. This is the comic version.
Okay.
The MCU versions, I think, release next week or maybe this week. They're all like 2-packs.
Oh yeah, they're not doing Build-A-Figure anymore.
Fucking not into 2-packs right now.
So what do you think is worse, 2-packs or Build-A-Figure?
It depends. Depends on the Build-A-Figure. Because if a strong guy, I'll buy what's there.
Yeah. You want him.
Yeah,
but like Armadillo, nobody wants Armadillo.
I got some Build-A-Figures that were accidental. I didn't want to fucking Build-A-Figure. Like what Build-A-Figure? Sasquatch. I was like, I don't want this. Fuck is this? I think I sent it away. Who's the other one? Wendigo? I didn't want Wendigo.
But what's Wendigo?
I didn't want Wendigo. Wendigo means nothing to me. You know what? I didn't read Hulk, Phil. Sorry, buddy.
He shows up in X-Men and Wolverine.
Okay. Well, what does he want? A fucking snowman? There's a slushy? Fuck out of here. And then there's another one. Oh, Man Thing. It was cool at first.
For the Netflix shows.
But then I was just like, nah, this doesn't fit anywhere. So I gave it away. I was just like, here, take it. People were like, oh, you should have sold it. You could have made so much money. I could have, but I'm not a scalper. Eat a dick. I'm not that guy. Like I said, dude out in California, he wanted the 2 heads. Like, you want to trade? I got some. He was like, no, dude, just take it. It's like,
Wow.
I have a container of just spare parts and Build-A-Figure pieces all over the place. I'm not using those things. Like, I got a box. Oh, he didn't even get my Gwyneth Paltrow joke. Like,
He didn't get what's in the box?
yeah, because I said, no. Nah,
oh, man, what's in the box?
Because what I say to him was like, no, they're just sitting around in the box just like Gwyneth Paltrow's head. No reaction. That I almost didn't want to send them to him. I was like, dude, you're not getting shit now. Like, he laughing at my shitty jokes. Like, he did it. I was like, I was about to just go put the head on that fucking saber-toothed tiger's body just to spite him. Like, look, apocalypse on the fucking tiger now, bitch. What are we gonna do now? Like, you're not like, I want that though. Yeah, so it's this tiger. But yeah, the shame rooms, I felt like the biggest loss was Ghost. Like, they should have did more there, and a little bit more John Walker. Otherwise, I like what it represented.
Yeah,
I liked that, and I know there people have their thoughts on it being corny. I was like, oh, they hugged him, and no, that was kind of the point of the story. This was a kid who was alone, who was broken, and
you need to mentally heal him because you're never going to physically defeat this character.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way you're going to beat him is to love him. Yeah. And there's a lot of us out there that, I mean, like, I joke about it in jiu-jitsu when I'm getting my ass beat and somebody's got me wrapped up. I was like, I'm in this shit for hugs. Like, my mom didn't hug me a lot as a kid, so I showed the jiu-jitsu just for the hugs. I'm not training this Friday and this Saturday, so I'm definitely not going to get any hugs this week. Well, I mean, for my daughter and my wife, yeah, but it's a little different. They have to hug me. My mom didn't have to hug me. She should have, but she didn't. And this is what you get. 3 podcasts that just talk about me not getting loved by my mom. It never fails on all the podcasts. So I just mention it, and they're like, Jesus Christ. So I get this guy a hug.
Dante's likes the dark subject matter.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I actually fucking love this movie. I was like, dude, like, I like it because it taps into. I know there are a lot of folks that. I honestly feel like a lot of folks that are against, content like that are the ones that probably need it the most.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're going to do the Century, he's kind of a darker character, and they did lighten it up considerably compared to the books anyway.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, because they could, if they'd taken out all the humor and just left it as him murking all those people and killing the kids, that would have been pretty dark for a movie. Because in the comics, that would have been it. You wouldn't have been bringing all those characters back. They'd have been dead.
It's comics.
Yeah,
Phil, they come back.
No, but but for the story, it wouldn't have been going into his mind to bring all those people back to life immediately. Because initially, when they first murked the kid, I was like, "Holy shit! They actually killing kids."
That's my favorite part.
It's like, wow.
When he saved the little girl, goes, "Don't worry, you're safe now."
Yeah, boom! She's
so,
a black smear on the ground. I was like, "Holy shit!"
In my mind, I was like, "Dude, she's gonna get hit by a fucking piece of debris," and then she got vaporized.
Vaporized. She turned into a shadow.
And there are only 3 of us in the theater, so
no.
yeah, obviously heard my laugh.
Oh no! Oh no! Dante's cracking up at the death of a child.
Fuck them. Fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids.
Actually, I'm going to reach out to Sid to see if she'll do an episode with me titled Fuck Them Kids. And we're just basically going to talk about kids in horror movies. Like, the evil kids. She might have already done it. I haven't checked her pod.
Evil kids in horror movie stories? Like Children of the Corn and shit?
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
I haven't actually checked in on her pod. She might have already done an episode, so I'm going to have to reach out to her soon. Like, yo, Sid, do not do it without me.
Do you have regular contact with her or no? Just random.
No.
Okay.
I haven't spoken to her in a long time.
Okay.
So, but also, I'm not really on, like, I post and ghost. I post my shit and I get out of there. I'm like, okay.
Dante's got better things to do than hanging around social media. He's got podcaster mate.
and
Stacks of podcasts.
And wishing for hugs. Just trying to get my mom the hug. Mother's Day was the other day. Didn't get a hug.
It was yesterday, yeah.
Mom's in Detroit. COVID wiped through Detroit and they missed her. That's wild. Like, I'm not even sure how, this woman, like, how can you abuse your body the way that she does and just slip through the cracks? But fucking Patrick Swayze, really? Like, we lose Patrick Swayze, though. Mm-hmm. It's fucked up. Alan Rickman, he's a saint. Tony Soprano, well, Okay,
Well.
like maybe he deserved it.
I don't know if he's a saint, but
Like, nah.
James Gandolfini.
Yeah, sure. You call him whatever you want. His name's Tony to me. But yeah, the movie really, I think it speaks to quite a few people. Also, again, the simplistic story keeps people dialed in, and the characters are fun. That I think that's the important thing. It's not like fun like Ant-Man where it's like over the top goofy. It's like fun where they have their dark moments and it keeps them engaging. You know, like again, you got fucking John Walker. Like he's a dickhead and it is very clear. And it's not that that's funny or anything, but it's like they stay true to what this dude is throughout the movie the entire way. There's no like change ups. Like, you know, he's the asshole. This is the role he's meant to play. He's going to stick to that character. He's never going to break character. I was like, okay, cool. I like it. You got Ghost. She was literally a ghost. Like we didn't know she was there, and that was fine. It sucked, but it was fine.
She's barely used.
So
then you had Taskmaster, and she got murked right away.
Yeah, that's. But I don't know. Like the whole Taskmaster stuff is a little weird to me because it's like that's kind of one of those characters. Like that's good for the team, you know. Oh, not with a bullet in her head though. Yikes! And then I guess kind of even the send off. Like Yelena was like, "Yep, she killed people. Now she's dead." Like damn. Like that's all. Like just felt like you could say more. Like I don't know. Like Hail Marys or some shit. I don't know what you're doing like the church. I don't go that place. It scares me. Every time I go in, like my skin starts to tingle. So I just stop going. So what do you think about the fight scenes?
So the fight scene I thought the one at the beginning was really cool, where they're going back and forth, and the one that where Taskmaster does die. I thought it was a really good trade-off between people with similar abilities, similar skill sets. Yeah. And Taskmaster and Ghost really did seem to have the upper edge for a little bit until Ghost found out she couldn't use her ability to get out. Yeah. And Taskmaster got taken out randomly. And then the fight scene where everybody's trying to take down Sentry and they have no hope of taking him down, that was really well done.
I love that fight scene.
That was good. That was awesome. He's just like, yeah, whatever. I'm going to destroy you guys.
Yeah, I mean, he showed like, look, I can fuck you guys up, and then he even showed mercy. He was like, oh,
he's like,
they're not a threat to me.
They're not a threat. I don't need to do it.
Yeah.
I don't need to kill them.
Fuck out my face.
They're not going to do anything to stop me.
Like as a matter of fact, why do I need to listen to you? Yeah. Like you seem like more of a threat to me, bitch. Fuck you doing? And I guess standout moment, but besides the fight.
Probably where he does the line where he's like, why do I need to listen to you, anybody, you or anybody else? And he realizes how powerful he actually is. Yeah. I mean,
I think that's one that the first thing that hit me was when he said that. I was like, oh damn. Yeah, when he said that, I got worried.
Because there's nobody here, there's no Thor here, there's no Hulk here, there's no Danvers here who could possibly stand up to him. Yeah. So
like I got a little worried sitting in my seat. I was like,
oh damn.
I was sitting in the back row, look behind. I was like,
the whole point of this is they're not supposed to be able to beat him.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I think like what stood out, like besides that moment, standout moment. I mean, again, was when you go into those the dark rooms or whatever in the mind, his.
Yeah, where it's basically him looking at himself down in the kitchen, getting yelled at.
Because it's like you get the ideal of what you're dealing with in terms of a story, but once you see kind of that part of his story, it's like, oh, this fucking dude, yo. Like, he is kind of that candidate of like, give him the power, but don't give him the power. Because it's like, there's one or two things, and we saw both the things actually. The one thing, give him the power. Now he feels like, oh, I can do good. I can stop people from hurting others.
Also, he's like, I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
And I can just do whatever I want.
Yeah, like that. The darker side comes. I was like, I can just wipe you all off. I want. You know, fuck you guys.
It doesn't matter because nothing matters.
And now you got Brightburn. So which people keep wanting a sequel to it. I was like, no, let's not. It was fine. It was fine where it was. Leave it alone. I hate when everybody.
I mean, you had Michael Rooker shot in the end about their version of the event of
the Justice League. Yeah,
anyway,
that's all we needed. We didn't, and I think that's why people wanted more.
The Dark Justice League. Yeah,
they're like,
it was just supposed to be a quick tease.
But you know how people are. They always want more. It's like with comic books. We want more. Go read a book, then, bitch. Go read the fucking comic, cocksucker. And good, bad, ugly for us, real quick before we wrap up.
Good was Louis Pullman being the character switch so readily between the innocent Bob not knowing really anything, and then character switching to the godlike Sentry and realizing he can do whatever he wants, and then it's also switching to the Void where he's like, life is meaningless. Let's fuck everybody. Yeah. And then also, and the fight choreography in the two major battles. Bad was I wish the movie would have been a little bit longer so that you could stretch in. I think the bad was not getting the extra rooms to see in other people's heads what they were going through emotionally in their own shame rooms. And then the ugly was the treatment basically of John Walker and Ghost. I was like, those characters really deserve to have more explained about them, even if it's just in dialogue. And they didn't really even do that. I mean, they gave John Walker a little bit, but not enough in my opinion. And Ghost, they was abysmal. And bad was they nixed Taskmaster so quickly.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
I guess it had to happen to one character, and that was the least important character to the plot. So if someone had to go, I get it. But it's like with Taskmaster's ability to copy, movements and stuff, that would have been interesting to see.
I think also too when you look at characters as far as dialogue goes, and I don't know what Taskmaster as far as like, how much dialogue you really got at any other points.
Yeah, not much.
So, and the movie felt a little not dialogue, very heavy in dialogue, but when people spoke, it mattered.
Yeah.
So, I could see that. My good would be the fight choreography with Sentry, like that. I just loved it. I was like, dude, this is fucking good.
Yeah, that scene was probably the most powerful scene in the movie.
Yeah.
Other than like the emotional pull of some of the other stuff.
So,
but visual wise, that was definitely the scene to see.
And that's the other part of my good is the emotional draw.
Yeah. I think they did a pretty good job with that.
I think, there's a lot going on there. And, again, when it comes to, mental health, and I know people in May being Mental Health Awareness Month, I know everybody's like, everything has a month now. I think mental health awareness is fucking ridiculously important to the point where like folks were just like, oh, well, everybody just talks about it so much. We should talk about it more. And this movie, I think, did a good job, at least not necessarily like kind of get into a deep dive on it, but at least kind of like nudging the door. Like, look, even superheroes are fucked up. Folks with powers.
Yeah, and a lot of modern superhero comics stuff has dived deeper into that in the past like 15 or so years. Mm-hmm. So,
my bad would be, I see if my ugly is the treatment of John Walker and Ghost. But my bad.
I mean, it's a common thread. I've heard other people talk about it too. So
more so Ghost. Yeah. Like John Walker.
Yeah, because Ghost got nothing.
John Walker, because he had the other show.
Yeah, if you had at least watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you understand where that character's coming from. Like, if you didn't see that, then all you got was this, and it's pretty minimal.
And they show, they hint at, they kind of give you the idea of like, this dude has fallen from grace. Yeah. So we got that.
And they mentioned that he murdered somebody on live TV, which was the big fall from grace in the show. So,
but Ghost getting nothing. That's my ugly.
She got nothing.
That's the absolute
like, damn,
ugly.
Give a character arc to this poor woman.
Like y'all don't give a shit about that lady. Yeah. But as far as what my bad might be, I don't know, man. I liked it a whole lot, and it's like like CGI. There wasn't anything goofy with CGI to me. They because these are usually in the past when we talk about good about it. It was like, oh, the CGI was fucking dog. She was like, I had nothing to complain with there. The fight choreography was good. You know what my bad is? Elaine. She's my bad. Okay. At least she's not the ugly of it.
Yeah.
She's just because I feel like, again, I get what they're going with the character, but I almost felt like she was a little too cartoonish. In some points, it was like a little over the top.
Too much of a mustache twirler.
Like kind of like bring it down. Just dial it down just a little bit, and you're good. But it was like almost like just too much. I was like, God, dude. Every time she got on camera, and it was like even the setup at the end. Lead them to the camera. I got you. Like this is the new Avengers. Yeah. Like even that kind of
very much felt like a Norman Osborn moment to me, where he's playing both sides, and then whatever. He's gonna win no matter what. And that felt like a Dark Reign era Norman Osborn.
And I get that, but I don't know. It just felt like she was like, again, she's just a little over the top. It's like dial it down a little bit, and it works.
So you think she was played up the snarkiness of the comedy a little bit too much?
A little too much.
Because she did that in the courtroom, and that was purposeful about her name and stuff.
And honestly,
that was the beginning.
That was fine.
Yeah,
that one I was fine with.
Okay.
But that's my bad, and then my ugly was just the treatment of Ghost. She deserved and Taskmaster. Because and it's almost like I kind of get it a little bit. Again, you don't want to have too many folks on the screen. You got to get rid of somebody. At least Ghost can give you some dialogue that has some heart to it. And I feel like Taskmaster's story has heart to it, though. But how much of her story does she remember, though?
Yeah, exactly. After her mind got reset pretty much.
So it's almost kind of like, it makes sense, the easy choice. But otherwise, it's a fine movie. Like
it was good.
I will buy because I don't know if you noticed, Phil, but I'm back on my physical media kick. I've always been on my physical media kick, but I'm more like.
Warner Brothers and other stuff has been taking shit away from streaming. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that had been kind of
bye Looney Tunes, bye like.
They just pulled something off Paramount.
Yep.
I can't remember what it was, but I was like, "Yo, what?"
Yeah.
Like y'all just pulled the whole series. It can't be found anywhere. But
probably because they're getting ready to cut another deal with somebody else. But
true.
We'll see.
I've had this feeling for a long time though with physical media because there's this whole thing about ownership. Like we were talking about the PlayStation. It's like
you don't own shit anymore unless you got a copy.
Yeah. So, and I've always been good about buying a physical copy as long as it had a digital code.
Yeah.
But I've been going to FYE and buying their used DVDs.
Okay.
Because a lot of them are like $5.
Yeah, if you can get a good deal on them, yeah, definitely.
So yeah.
Sometimes FYE you can find almost anything, but it depends on how much you want to pay for it.
Yeah.
A lot of the eclectic stuff you're paying top dollar for.
They're pretty good about if it's brand new, you're looking at $40 for a DVD. I'm like, yo, relax.
Or if it's like an import or something that they know is hard to find. They know to market
They
up.
need to calm down. I'm glad I got my copy of Dogma back in 99 or whatever.
Yeah, supposedly that's coming back to physical media according to Smith, but it hasn't happened yet.
Well,
same with
he
Red
just
State.
got it back.
Red State.
Yeah, I got Red State a while back.
Yeah, that was super hard to find.
So it's funny because when I was like, "Yo, this is hard to find," and it just popped up. I was like, make me look like a fucking idiot. But yeah, all in all, when this hits Blu-ray, I'll buy a physical copy, obviously with the digital code, and then it'll be on Disney Plus anyway. It doesn't fucking matter, but still, I like to have my own shit. And then I guess I'm gonna try to catch up with the other movies, like specifically Wakanda Forever.
You never saw it.
No, I saw it. I just don't have a copy of it.
Yeah.
Because I think I have Spider-Man No Way Home, but I didn't get Wakanda Forever.
Okay.
I think those are the only ones I really cared about. I feel like I have Black Widow.
And you still never saw Cap 4, right?
I have not.
Okay.
But I'll probably end up just buying it because, like I said, I'm just getting back to getting shit and having it. And honestly, with all the Marvel stuff, that was kind of my run. I had everything, like a physical copy of everything, at least the movies. TV shows, I don't give a fuck about that. I'm not, y'all gotta fucking relax, dude. But, I guess let's wrap up here, Phil. I think we're done.
All right.
Like, cause you know how we get. We can go down some rabbit holes and motherfuckers are like, yo, these motherfuckers eat shit.
Yeah, I gotta ask you some stuff when we're done too. So.
Like, hey, no, you cannot put your finger there. All right, well, folks, thank you. We appreciate you. Oh, I'm sorry, Phil. Let these motherfuckers know where they can find you.
I run the Twitter for the X feed for @NerdRageCast, so you can find me on there.
Hey, I need to get some of your links and stuff so I can start putting them back into the Facebook stuff. Because Bob was like, yo, you haven't been posting on Facebook in a while. I was like, my bad. Sorry, I only run fucking 8 other accounts. But yeah. So basically anything you post on Facebook in the Nerd Rage News,
in the
I
notes,
just scoop.
yeah,
I'm like, you.
yeah.
I'm going to put this right here. Whatever Phil's caption was, I'm going to say it too. And act like it was me. Like, Phil didn't write that? Yes, he did. We just looked at it. Phil can't read. But that's the only spot. What about Instagram? We know you're on Instagram.
Well, that's my personal one, but yeah.
It's personal?
Yeah. That's Metallica Phil. On Instagram.
They're nice people. They'll find. They'll still send you.
Yeah, I post drawings on there once in a while and hit up the cosplayers I like and some movie. I'll put personal movie reviews on there too.
You do? I haven't seen those.
Well, yeah, you're not following me that much.
Yes, I am.
You might follow me, but
I follow you on my two main. My two main accounts.
Okay.
So you like horror and BGG?
I don't do them a ton on there, but I did. I could put what I thought about Sinners on there and the accountant. And
I didn't see that. Well, I saw the accountant. I didn't.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I saw your thoughts.
Yeah.
I didn't see your thoughts on Sinners.
I'm pretty sure I put Sinners up there. Yeah.
When that comes up on streaming, we're gonna watch it and probably do an episode.
Yep.
Sarah.
I should put one up for what I saw last night. It was really good.
We gotta make some extra episodes happen so we can get to 100 by Halloween. Halloween is on Friday. So
so you like horror? Okay.
Oh well, yeah. Oh. So that's gonna be episode 100 on Halloween.
Oh shit!
Might do it live.
Ooh, all right. We'll have to plan that then.
Yeah, I have to think about that now because I gotta take my kid out trick or treating.
Do you?
I don't even like that kid.
It's her child, and she's going to give you some of her candy.
There's no gimme.
Well, there's no give. You will take a parent tax of taking some candy.
I will put her up for adoption if I don't get the right amount of candy. But all right, well, so y'all know where to find Phil.
Yeah.
And Phil, he's got that good info. And as always to the listeners, thank you. We love you guys. If you got any questions, concerns, criticisms, feel free to reach out. You can find me at bjj.wiki on Instagram or Off the Mats Podcast, also on Instagram. And yeah, that's really it. If you want to be a guest on any of the different formats, feel free to ask. We had Mike Ling do a Nerdcast episode with me. It's usually Maryland Phil, but Mike, popped in, did one. I got some other folks who've mentioned it. And I'm like, it's just a weird thing. It's like, this is kind of Phil's thing, though. Like,
it's okay. I mean,
because it's like, because we'll talk about things and then we'll like drift off. Whereas like other people,
I got to ask you about what you want to do for Daredevil. If you want. I assume you want to do something for that because that's all done.
Not necessarily, but we can for sure. It's not that I had a plan for it, but we can set something up. I want to re-watch it again just to kind of really like dial in some notes because like with Thunderbolts, this was like still fresh.
Yeah.
So
because Daredevil was really good.
Yeah. I want to give a real quick shout out to my crew over there at Nerd Rage Radio. Maryland Phil being right here with us from Nerd Rage Radio. Bobby Chris, Joe Farrell. Now we'll add him.
Yeah, I was actually on last week's episode for the first time in like over a year because I was not working.
So yeah, go check that out. Phil's on there. I might go check it out. I haven't really listened to Nerd Rage a lot lately. It's just like so much other shit going on.
Did you listen back to 500?
I have not. Okay. Well, because I was there.
Yeah, it was a good episode.
So it's always tough for me to listen to something I was already on. So it's like,
you don't listen back to all our episodes recorded together, Dante? Come on.
Absolutely not. There you go. These are shit shows when I'm involved. Like if it was like we just edit me out. He was like, "Oh, this is informative." When it's me, it's like, "Oh my god!" Like you motherfuckers keep listening. Why? It's like we're not laughing with you, Dante. Fuck. But yeah, big shout out to Nerd Rage Radio. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't be doing a podcast. So thank you to those guys. And yeah, lots of love to them. Also want to shout out my other podcast, So You Like Horror. Phil's a guest over there oftentimes. He just recently did our remakes versus originals, The Thing from Another World versus John Carpenter's The Thing. So go check that episode out. It was a fun episode. I think our next one, so yeah, by the time you hear this episode, the Nightmare on Elm Street remake versus original will be coming out. this Friday, as a matter of fact. We're going to talk about 1984 versus 2010. And we try to do our best not to do it like which is better, because that's not what those are supposed to be about.
Who's your guest for that one?
Jonathan Yo. He's been on quite a few episodes. Jonathan, he's back to working in the office, so he was tired. You could tell during the episode it was very slow pace. I was like, oh no, this dude's about to go to sleep. We're doing that Nightmare on Elm Street episode 2, and this motherfucker was going to say, don't fall asleep. So, but go check that podcast out as well. We greatly appreciate it. Leave a comment too. Like go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever. Leave some comments.
Tell your friends about it.
Yeah, tell a friend to tell a friend. To be honest,
so we need to grow that. We need to grow the show.
Yeah, I mean the show's pretty decently grown, but I know we're supposed to be doing more content for it. It's just I've been sick actually, and then just this time of year is really busy. So we're gonna get to that video content though for sure in the YouTube stuff. And last but not least, I want to give a big shout out and thank you again to my good friend here, Philip of Maryland, or as we like to call him, Maryland Phil. It's fucked up.
So many names.
Call him Maryland Phil. He's really the dinosaur kid.
Yeah, I'm the dinosaur kid. I'm
the
Velocithirster is what they told when I'm doing the X feed for Nerd Rage.
It'd be wild sometimes. I peep it every so often, like, God damn, Phil, relax.
Hey man, they posted pretty pictures. I thirsted up.
Dude, I got to actually fix my algorithm for So You Like Horror. That shit is wild now.
Oh, I'm sure.
Lots of goth chicks. To a point where I'm just like,
hey,
dude.
Can't be hating on the goth chicks.
I don't, but it's like, I need to like find other like content to repost, and it's just nothing but goth chicks, like, in like cloaks and like, being witchy and shit. I'm just like, fuck.
All about it, yeah.
Like I'm
casting fucking spells.
So am I. I'm trying to get fucking sacrifice. I am, but it's like I still got to make a post for today. Like y'all got to chill. But yeah, thank you, Phil, for doing this. And as always, glad you're here. Glad you can make it out.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about this Daredevil episode off air and sort it out. And as always, guys, you know what it is. We love you. You all keep listening. I got my glasses on. I can't even see the fucking screen.
Dante's like squinting at the screen.
I hope I hit the stop button here, but you guys know what it is. You guys keep listening. We're gonna definitely keep making these shows. Thank you, everybody, and goodbye.
They were with it. Now let me sing a song.